Spoiler alert, they're both gay. Peep the new intro, guys. How do you like it? Took me 4 weeks. As you know, I'm working on my portfolio, and this piece was initially going to be just for my portfolio, but I started getting a lot of ideas for stories with it. And a little bit ago, I thought of a story that I haven't actually mentioned anywhere, and I like it, so here's a speed paint about it. The story originally was going to be called Mixing Magic, and I think now I might actually shift the story of Intertwined and have it become like a mix of both. Intertwined was initially going to be a story of two lovers that kept hopping realities, and that was dubbed as restarting because no matter what they did, one would die because fate said it simply wasn't meant to be in any reality, and an evil spirit or something, I didn't actually name it, was trying to convince the main characters otherwise, and in exchange for restarting, would take part of their life force so they'd continue to get weaker and weaker until the end. It's been a good few months since I actually started writing that down, and I don't like it anymore. It felt really sad, and so I started a new thing, and I dubbed that spirit to be a new species, a Minko. Which are effectively spirit guides, and they change form based on who you follow for like witches and uh, paganism. I'm not entirely sure. I forgive me for terminology. I'm going off of the research that I have done as well as talking to my friends. Um, though I personally identify as pagan that follows the Greek pantheon. So that's not entirely related, but I really wanted to write a story about my beliefs. Anyway, um, and so the Minko is basically a spirit guide, and they change based on who you follow. This entire story is going to revolve around Greek gods because that's the most I know about. I've researched a few others, like the Egyptian gods and the Norse gods, but I personally really, really like the Greek gods the most. Um, they only really show up when witches are losing their way, and they can leave whenever they want after that. And they only speak in rhymes, mostly to represent how confusing that spirit guides and their signs can be. But also, I thought it was really funny because I like making nonsensical rhymes. Anyway, the new story goes the main character is from a line of witches, but their parents are out of touch with their family's magic line, and so they had no idea until they fall into a portal made by another witch that takes the main character into a shared dimension where time is at a standstill, and witches use it to practice and just chill out. It's. I wouldn't call it a mirror dimension, it's just an alternative realm where, like I said, time just stands still. The main character I have yet to name, but I was thinking something along the lines of Amethyst, and I'm considering naming the other character Onyx. Onyx is a follower of Hades and destroys everything that they touch. Meanwhile, Amethyst ends up being a follower of Persephone and specializes in baking because I like baking. In the last week, I have made so many things and brought them to my friend's house. It's amazing. They both explore their paths, learning more about magic and teaching each other lessons in life and love. I'm not sure if I want to turn this series into an animatic style or a comic, but I know that I want to do something. And I've been telling myself I'm going to get a series out, but I am indecisive. Forgive me. I, like I said before, am pagan and I'm learning a lot about different pantheons and paths, but um, I personally am a green witch and a baking witch. A baby witch. I am a baby witch as well. I I've been researching, but I haven't practiced anything yet aside from baking. In the meantime, here's a little storyboard of the portal scene. While I was drawing this, I realized just how much of an isekai this might be, but we'll ignore that. Thank you so much for watching, and just a reminder that I do have a Patreon and a Discord server. All links are in the description. None of it's mandatory. I just really like interacting with my community. I love everybody. Everyone, it all makes me smile. Thank you all again so much, and I will see you all later. Goodbye.